What if the World Cup 2026 isn't just decided by tactics, but by the players who can break them when it matters most? Because systems set the stage, but in the biggest moments, individuals tilt the outcome. And this time, there are five players who could control the entire tournament. First up, Kylian Mbappé. Now, this is where it gets scary. By 2026, Mbappé won't just be fast or explosive, he'll be operating inside a system designed purely to maximize him. France aren't relying on him to do everything anymore. They're surrounding him with creators. Michael Olise brings precision in the final third, consistently generating high quality chances. Ousmane Dembélé adds chaos, the kind that forces defenders into mistakes instantly. And Desiree Doué drives progression, turning build-up into dangerous transitions. And here's the key detail most people miss. Mbappe doesn't need to create anymore. He just needs to finish. And in knockout football, that's lethal. One run, one mistake, one goal. That's how tournaments are decided. Next, Jude Bellingham. And this is where things shift, because Bellingham isn't just part of England's system. He is the system. He progresses the ball. He wins duels. He dictates tempo. But more importantly, he arrives. Late runs into the box. Perfect timing. Unmarked finishes. And this is why tournament football suits him. Because in tight games, defenders focus on strikers, and Bellingham appears out of nowhere. Now watch how this connects. Harry Kane drops deep, pulling defenders with him. Bukayo Saka stretches a pitch wide, and Bellingham attacks the space between them. That's not random. That's designed. And when England need a moment, Bellingham creates it. Third, Lamine Yamal. This is where Spain becomes different. For years, Spain controlled games, but control alone doesn't win tournaments anymore. You need chaos, and Yamal brings it. 1v1 ability, explosive acceleration, confidence to take risks. And this is where it gets interesting. Spain still has control behind him. Pedri dictates tempo. Rodri stabilizes the midfield. Nico Williams stretches the opposite side, which means defenses can't overload Yamal. They're forced into isolation, and isolation is where games are decided. One dribble, one cut inside, one shot. That's all it takes. Fourth, Julián Álvarez. Now, this is the smartest pick on the list because Álvarez doesn't need to dominate the game to decide it. He fits into systems that win. Argentina don't overwhelm teams. They control space, they manage tempo, they stay compact. And this is the difference maker. Lionel Messi still dictates everything, even now. He draws defenders, he creates space, he slows the game down, and then speeds it up. And Alvarez thrives off that. He runs into space, he presses relentlessly, he finishes chances, and when the moment comes, he's there. That's why he's dangerous. Not flashy, but decisive. Finally, Nuno Mendes. This is the wild card. And this is where most people underestimate Portugal. Because it's not about individuals. It's about sequences. Now, think about this. Vitinha controls the build-up, keeping possession clean. Bruno Fernandes creates chances, always looking forward. And Mendes drives forward from the left, delivering into dangerous areas. But here's the key moment. Those deliveries need a finisher. And that's where Cristiano Ronaldo comes in. Movement in the box, aerial dominance, perfect positioning. So the sequence becomes simple. Build, create, deliver, finish. And Mendes is the trigger that makes it all happen. Fullbacks rarely define tournaments, but when they control transitions, they change everything. So there it is. 5 players, 5 completely different roles. Mbappe, the finisher. Bellingham, the engine. Yamal, the disruptor. Alvarez, the system striker. Mendes, the wild card. And this is what makes World Cup 2026 so unpredictable. Because it won't just be about tactics. It will be about who steps up when those tactics are tested. Because at some point, every system breaks. And that's when players decide everything. So now I want to hear from you. Which player do you think will define the World Cup 2026? Drop your pick in the comments. Because football isn't just played on the pitch, it's won in the details.